guys, it's certainly been a while, huh? Like, what, 6 months since my last YouTube video? Jeez. Well, a lot has happened since then. I've gotten older, wiser, and worst of all, sorry for the jump scare.
I'm a fan of JRPGs, you know? Turn-based combat, usually. Of often fantasy, with multiple party members. Think Final Fantasy. I mean, the old Final Fantasy, at least. Or Dragon Quest. Well, at least I try to be. I don't know what my deal is. The games are just so long and always start slow, so I almost never end up finishing them. But the handful of JRPGs that I have played start to finish in my life includes one, Defenders of Oasis.
Now, I could tell you that it's released for the Game Gear or came out in 1992, but do you care? You're here to hear about the game, right? Does it really matter? Do I have to do all of this background information just for you to hear about the game? Was that? Oh, too bad, idiot. This is my YouTube video, so I'm skipping it.
Let's start with the story, and I'll keep it brief because not a lot actually happens. So, the city of Shanadar is invaded by this dude and his army. Then the king's like, "No, I'm dying. Go save us, prince." Then the prince is like, "I better get out of here. Oh yeah, let me go save the princess from like the one other kingdom in the entire world. This is my chance." Man, sometimes I just gotta stop yapping. Anyways, then the prince gets absolutely cooked by the magic dude, and the princess proceeds to save him. It's my spoiler right there. Oh yeah, there's also like some ancient evil who wants to take over the world named Ahriman, or I think something like that. But, you know, we don't have to worry about him and his rings, his 3 rings that he spread across the world. That's never happened before in a story. Right? We're not gonna worry about that. Right? Well, anyways, after that shenanigan, we take a little stroll and conveniently find our next party member sitting in a lamp. That's right, a genie. Oh heck yeah, he's gonna be so strong. Wait, why is he not getting any experience? That's right, your genie doesn't level up at all. What you need to do is find special items to like incrementally increase his stats. But if you're anything like me, you're probably not gonna find all of them. And even if you do, he's gonna like be way weaker than any of the other party members. So that's why he's got spells, baby. Oh yeah. He's like a support character, excluding a few spells. So after absolutely hollow purpling our enemies with our new party member, we leave our still invaded home to go train on some island with our third party member, Salim. After watching Salim's father get Darth Vader'd, we grab him and he's just okay. He's reliable, sure, but he's probably the worst of the group. And I know it sounds weird after I just dogged on the genie and all, but like, his spells are really useful. And then Salim, he has this thing where he can hit all the enemies, but it's really weak and also pointless for the game bosses. Because, like, there's only one guy that you're fighting for, like, 99% of the game bosses. You know, I wouldn't say he's bad, per se, but, like, he's just okay. So, to skip forward a bit, we got through some dungeons. We meet Ahriman's main henchman, who's got a really cool-looking sprite, by the way. Until eventually, we get in a dungeon where we stumble upon our last party member. Agmar, a thief, locked in an empty castle for his crimes. The only other people there are yourself, obviously, Agmar, and the corpses of those left in the cells. You see, the game, it often likes to highlight the sillier aspects of Agmar, but it's clear that there's much more about him that we don't ever learn about. He's by far the most mysterious of all the game's characters, and as far as the party members, he's probably the best of your crew. And as far as abilities, he's got an ability making him immune to attacks for a turn, then he unleashes a massive attack to do far more damage than one normal move. But to be fair, if you did two just average moves, it would have done more damage, but the immunity during that move is a lifesaver, and it'll go on to define your late game battles, and will save your butt a lot.
And so far, for an early 90s game, it's been pretty well balanced. I can't really remember a part that I needed to grind to beat a boss or to get past a certain area. I just wasn't weak enough. That never really happened in the game, so that's a great point.
So once you've collected every ring of the 3, you can travel to the final spot in the final part of the game. Gaelon. You battle Alcaria one last time, seeing his final sprite, and it kind of just looks like a lame recolor, which, I mean, to be fair, it is. But I think a cool way to see it is that serving the main bad guy, Ahriman, has turned him into a monster. Not fully man or creature, he's just a jumbled mess. All things considered, this fight's relatively easy. The tower's pretty big, and at the top, is that him? Ahriman? The final boss? No. So you defeat him, no healing, it's fine. So he takes you to the world with Ahriman, some strange purple place crawling with the strongest enemies in the game. Now I'm gonna be completely honest with you. You're gonna spend a third to half of your playtime in this area. This will destroy you. I am serious when I say it is boss after boss after boss after boss after boss after boss after boss. I'm coming for you, Ahriman! After hours of pain and endless encounters, you find him. Now, you might not know what to expect for the final boss, but he's the only enemy in the game that takes up the entire screen, and it's pretty sick. But here's the thing. For the pain and suffering that was getting here, he's actually not that hard when compared to the previous bosses. For example, there's a guy that you fight right before. He looks like a strawberry. He's much harder. But to me, as they say, it's more about the journey than the destination. Sorry, I gotta be honest, but having an easier boss is a welcome change for me after all of that.
But overall, the story's pretty solid as far as it goes. I mean, it's nothing crazy or groundbreaking, but I mean, it does the job, and I mostly enjoyed the game overall. Not the ending, but I enjoyed the game mostly overall, so, it was an enjoyable experience.
So, real quick, let me address some things. First off, the encounters are way too high. You're gonna be seeing the gray screen for 80% of your playtime. In Defenders of Oasis, you don't get backgrounds. But what you're also, I also hyped up the end of the game for the video, but it just sucks, man. You're gonna spend hours back and forth from tower to the towns, healing up, stocking up on items, making small progress against a boss or two, healing, and repeating the cycle until you go insane, because you don't fight most bosses once and then move on. You fight them usually 3 or 4 times. And if you lose to one of them, especially Salwa, you have to redo all 4. There's no save points there, there's no healing there, and it doesn't end. It doesn't end. It doesn't end. I hate when old games do this. Final Fantasy III, the Japanese version, and Super Mario RPG also come to mind as examples where you just spend so long in the final dungeon, and it sucks. I mean, obviously Super Mario RPG to a lesser degree, and Final Fantasy 3 is way worse, but I digress. It's just a huge pain for such a fun game. It just sucks that you have to deal with that. Also, why is the prince's sprite fat? He has an immaculate jawline in the menu. I would have also liked to see my other party members in the overworld, but that wasn't really commonplace yet. And still isn't fully to this day, but also, the soundtrack slaps. Hearing the final boss get their own theme was awesome, because like every fight you hear the same thing, and then the bosses get their own theme, which I don't remember off the top of my head, but hearing a new song for a battle was awesome. Also, it went super hard too. Another track that comes to mind is the intro, and also the credits theme. The soundtrack is solid for this game, man. I gotta mention how this game has, no community. There's 6 or 7 YouTube videos about it, and literally 3 covers. And not a single piece of fan art at all. I have checked many times. Also, while we're here, look at the English and Japanese covers. This is ridiculous, guys. If this isn't targeted marketing, I don't know what is.
On a more somber note, I have to address something. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be uploading to this channel. I make most of my videos during the summer is the thing, because during the school year, I'm busy doing homework. I have school during the day, so I just don't have free time to pump these out. And I mostly make them during the summer. But this summer, I have been working, as I previously said. So up until the last week or 2, I have had minimal free time. So I don't really have the time to do my random hobbies like making YouTube videos. And I plan on working for my future summers because, money's pretty nice to have, so. Also, I'm growing up, so I don't really have plans of becoming a YouTube sensation anymore. Also, this never really went anywhere. It's not like I expected it to. But I mostly just make these videos for myself and my friends. They're nice to have back, just to hold on to. They're fun. But I plan on making maybe a few more videos, just things I've been planning on for a long time. It's been 2 years in the making to make an Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask video. Don't ask me when it'll come out. It will eventually. Probably. But I plan on making a few more videos. And with that, thanks for watching. Good night. On a more somber note, I have to address something. I don't know how much longer.
Guys.
I've had to do so many push-ups for this because I've had to do so many shots. Pretty solid as far as it goes. It's not crazy, but it works well for what it is. And I mostly enjoyed the game. Not the last part, but I mostly enjoyed the game because it's pretty good. Great reason. Okay, I'll put that in the outtakes.